Hello, everyone. Tonight I'm going to talk about how to tell a false Christian from a genuine Christian in the dating world. So it will be 6 points, and I'm going to be going from number 6 to number 1 because number 1 is the most important. So number 6 is if they have an ego. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 16 says, "Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Haughty means to have an inflated sense of self, importance, and a lack of humility. Narcissism works in the same way. It is selfishness and a lack of empathy, and an excessive, overpowering need for admiration. Pride, ego, and narcissism go hand in hand. Be wary of those with an inflated ego. They praise themselves when God is to be praised. Number 5 is for my Christian ladies. If you are paying for everything, that is a no-no. That's a red flag. You don't want that. That's not for you. That's not from God. That is not a godly man. So 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8 says, "But if anyone does not provide for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." Honey, what are you doing if you're paying for everything? Don't pay for everything. And Ephesians 5 verse 31 says, "For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother, and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. If he is not willing to pay or help you out with the bills or dinners or what have you, and he's not willing to leave his family or his parents behind, that is not a godly man. He's not from God." In number 4 says, if this person leads you away from God, this person is a wolf in sheep's clothing, not meant for you as well. Probably one of the biggest ones on here. You may think, I would know if someone was leading me away from God, but it can be very subtle and can happen over time. It's not, it can be hard to spot at first. Especially when you think this person might be the one for you. So, yeah, you might pick up bad habits from them, and they practice their sin instead of their faith. And they may seem like everything you ever dreamed and a wonderful gift of God, but are they really? So, and is this person you're planning a future with here to destroy your walk with God? And is this an enemy in disguise? And number 3, I'm reading from my journal here. Number 3 is you have consistent nightmares about this person. God works with nightmares too. I mean, it's written all over in the Bible. But God works with nightmares and he works with dreams. So if you are having consistent nightmares about this person, that may be a sign that he is not the one for you, or she. This goes for anybody, man or woman. It's a sign that this person is not meant for you, and God may be trying to warn you about that. So, and this person could likely be dangerous for you, even. And Joseph had God gave Joseph a dream about Mary. And sometimes God may be warning us of something about this person. If you have consistent dreams about them and the same thing keeps on happening over and over again in the nightmare, that is a sign that you should not ignore. And number 2 is they're all talk with Christianity and their faith. They practice their sin and not their faith. They can say fancy words in the Bible and quote verses all day long, but are they really walking the walk? Are they really doing what the Lord wants them to be doing in their life? Is their lifestyle a representation of God? Do they have God in their heart? You can really tell when someone has God in their hearts based on their actions or their words or their lifestyle. Or who they hang around with too, because that's a very big sign. You gotta watch around when the people that this person has around. Who's in their inner circle. you gotta be very mindful about this. You gotta watch on all sides about who you're letting into your circle. See, they say words, but those words don't mean anything in their heart. And number 1 is always trust your gut. If you meet this person and you think something might be a little off with them and you get a little nervous feeling, that's God telling you that this person is not for you. As Christians, we have this little thing called discernment, and that's just God telling us what is good and what is not good for us. And we need to listen to that, because when we don't listen to that, we get ourselves into difficult situations that we can't get out of, and it's really hard in the long run. You know, just when you get out of it, there might be things you gotta work through. It's just gonna be a lot harder. Yeah. So just listen to that right away. I know you might think that this person is the greatest thing and all you're ever going to get, but please don't settle. Don't give yourself up for this ungodly person who may be in your life or who may come into your life, because the devil, that's really just the devil. His tactics are to distract you from God. So, is this person a distraction or is this person from God? These are some ways that can help you, and based on my experience and what I have learned, I'm trying to help other people not make the same mistakes that I made. But see, it's good and righteousness versus evil and wickedness. What place does righteousness have with wickedness? It has no place. They cannot be together. You cannot be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. And in life, it is better to wait for God than to wish that you would have. Yeah. And try to go with your first impression about somebody, because that's usually correct. So we covered having an ego, and for the ladies on this one, if you pay for everything, that's a red flag. And if they lead you away from God, which was point number 4, that's a very big one. You know, it's very subtle. You may end up picking up habits from them too. But and number 3, you know, you have nightmares about this person. That's also a pretty big one. You know, we tend to just brush things off when we wake up in the morning, but try to look into that and see if there's a common theme with these nightmares that you may possibly be having about this person. Number 2, they're all talk and no practice of their faith. They practice their sin over their faith. That's another big one. And number 1 is trusting your gut and discernment. And also, another tip is pray to God about it. Like, pray to God about this person. I know you might get a no, and this person might, for some reason, drift out of your life. And that may seem like a really hard thing to deal with consistently over time with every person that seems to come along. But trust me when I say that if they want to leave, let them leave. Because if they don't like you for who you are as a genuine person and a genuine follower and believer of Jesus Christ, then they are not for you. And you are worthy of so much more. And you deserve so much more. And your love story is going to come from God one day. So just trust and believe in that. And I end with that. But Jesus Christ is real love. You cannot expect real, genuine love from a false Christian. It doesn't work hand in hand. So, their heart and mind is not on Jesus, but yours is. Just keep your heart and mind on Him, and He will give you the love that you desire. I hope this message helped anyone, with struggling with discernment, or maybe struggling in their love life, or maybe in a situation right now that they know is wrong, but can't admit it to themselves or to the other person. I hope this helps somebody. But I pray that you have a lovely evening and a lovely week. Thank you for listening.